Hey guys, welcome to Punky's World. This is our daily genealogy video. As I promised you, I went through the magazine last night. I'll leave a link to that. I wish it was sponsored, but it's not. I got a couple of things from it. So let's start by talking about some of the things that I found. Interestingly, I'm a hot mess. The New York vital records have been digitized. They already have 9.3 million records from the mid-1800s to the mid-1900s digitized. They can be found at historicvitalrecords.nyc.gov, which I will leave in the description, and I cannot wait to peruse those because I have a few records in those. There is a site to help you organize, which we've talked a lot about organization. In fact, this magazine has an article, Declutter Your Genealogy, what to keep, what to throw away. Site is called thefamilycurator.com. The National Archives, it looks like, have revamped their site a little bit. And if you're frustrated with having to pay to view yearbooks, go to hathitrust.org. That's HATHITRUST. It's completely free. And I'm going to peruse that as well. I wrote a note for myself to look for cemetery recording forms. There's also Percy. It's the, why can't I remember what it stands for? I should have written it down. Hold on, guys. That's National Archives. Here we go. Nope, that's National Archives. Where's Percy? Dang it. Where's Percy? So the public record, something, it's an indexing system for records anyway. And they now have more records online at genealogycenter.info/Percy, PERSI. The Daughters of the American Revolution also have their library online, dar.org/library. I can't promise you all of these links will be in the description because I don't know which ones are going to be best. This I took out because it said to, and it helps you know which articles you want to read, whether they're online or it's just a form to fill out. So there's no link to this form or anything. Now this is the Cemetery Research Guide. Now they claim this is a $10 value. I'm sorry, but I wouldn't pay $10 for this sheet of paper. But anyway, there's a lot of information in it, don't get me wrong, and we'll go over it. There are 8 keys to cemetery success, which I'm not going to go through all 8. What they recommend you taking with you when you go on a cemetery trip: a camera or smartphone or something to document. You can take a device of some sort, again, a phone, a tablet, something, to write, information, or just bring a pen and a piece of paper. Oh, excuse me. A drink. They recommend you bring a light reflector, a mirror, or foil covered board to be able to see stones better. A mirror would be handy in some cemeteries because some stones are in really strange positions, like I've shown you. A spray bottle with water, because that will help darken stones to make them easier. A kneeling pad if you desire. They have cemetery recording forms, which I'm going to look up. I will link, but I'm also going to print some. And don't take what's written on a stone as gospel, because it isn't necessarily. The do's are take photos. Use the sunlight. Only use water to clean the stones, which I did not know that my vinegar and water mixture was bad until someone told me. I thought it would be safe, but someone said, eek, no. So, yeah, that's not good. It says to put your pictures in your photo editor so that you can make the stones clearer for yourself. Holy gosh. Sorry, guys. So thirsty. Okay. Don't create online memorials for brand new stones that aren't yours. And I understand that. However, if you're documenting an entire cemetery, like for Find a Grave, if you're doing an entire cemetery in your local area, it happens. Don't take rubbings, because if you're pushing on old stones, bad things can happen. Some people use shaving cream to bring out inscriptions. Don't do that, because it will dissolve the stone over time. Don't apply flour, talc, cornstarch, chalk, or any other substance, because they'll penetrate the porous stones into the cracks and then swell when it rains, and yeah, it's bad. And do not attempt repairs yourself. Unless you know how to restore. I should make that clear. Because we do have a gentleman in town that's been restoring stones at the Catholic cemetery, as I showed you. His sister showed me. And he does a really nice job. He knows what he's doing. He knows how to, do it correctly. So, I don't know why, but they want you to take pictures of the cemetery entrance and sign. Unless you're documenting the cemetery for something like Find a Grave, a Billion Graves, or something like that, you really don't need to do that. Unless you're somewhere, a ways from home, and you want to document that. Take a picture of section or plot markers. Unfortunately, most of the cemeteries around here don't have markers showing where the plots begin and end. Some of them do. And these are some of the certificates that you can look for. Burial certificates, cemetery deeds. I actually have a couple of those. A plat map. That's like all the plots in the cemetery. A funeral record, which we've talked about plenty. A plot record, which shows everybody that's buried in that plot. I have some of those as well. I wanted to familiarize you with, and they recommend Find a Grave and Billion Graves, by the way. Those are the two they recommend. I find billion graves a little bit cumbersome. There are tombstone symbols and what they mean, and there are common gravestone abbreviations. I think some of the symbols are fairly obvious, like a lamb on a stone is a baby. It's a young child. Across Christianity. Oh, a crescent is Islam. If there's a broken column, it's life cut short or sudden death. A cannon or a cannonball, obviously military service. But there's a lot more, as you can see here. So what I'm going to do, I'm not going to read all those to you because that's too many. But I am going to tell you the common gravestone abbreviations that you'll find. Okay, AAONMS. It's the Shriners. I mean, it's each and every order of the Nobles of the Mystic Shrine, Shriners organization, basically. AASR, Ancient and Accepted Scottish Rite. That's Masons. Let's see. You also have the Ancient Order Knights of the Mystic Chain, which is another Masonic organization. Now, these are military ones that you might find. CDR Commander, CDL Colonel, CPL Corporal, CPT Captain, CSGT Commissary Sergeant. Okay, so that's the guy that ran the military store. One of my jobs today. Trash. DAR, Daughters of the American Revolution. EBA, Emerald Beneficial Association, it's Irish. Fraternal Order of Eagles, Fraternal Order of Firefighters, Fraternal Order of Police, so it's FOF, FOP. Grand Army of the Republic. Okay, that must be revolutionary, GAR. Independent Order of Foresters, IOF. Warrant Officer, WO. There's several VFWs, Veterans of Foreign Wars, obviously. Another Masonic Order, the Independent Sons of Honor, ISH. K of C is obviously the Knights of Columbus. Oh, I didn't know that. The Knights of Columbus are Catholic. The Knights Templar are also Masonic. That's KT. LT is Lieutenant. 1 LT is First Lieutenant. LTC is Lieutenant Colonel. MAJ is Major. NCO is Non-Commissioned Officer. NSDAR, National Security of the Daughters of the American Revolution. Then there's the Order of the Eastern Star, which is another Masonic organization. So there are a lot of different kinds of Masons. And then you go back into more military ones, the Scottish Rite Masonic. Then you have SPC Specialist, SGT obviously Sergeant, SGM Sergeant Major, SAR Sons of the American Revolution, Sons of Liberty, the Independent Order of Red Men. So yeah, there's a lot. If I read you every single one of what these symbols mean, we'd be here all day. But suffice it to say, there's actually a lot of information in this little booklet. 4 places to look for cemetery records: the cemetery office, online, libraries, archives, and genealogical and historical societies, and microfilm. Ugh. Okay. I say that because microfilm's not my favorite thing to go through. Let me read you some of the links. They have books too. A Grave Interest. That's a blog on Blogspot. American Battle Monument Commission, the Association for Gravestone Studies, Billion Graves, Cindy's List Cemeteries. Cindy's List is a great resource, but it hasn't been updated in a while, so you will find dead links. The Family Tree magazine has their own cemeteries and gravestones page. Quest is Find a Grave. The Graveyard Detective blog. Internment.net. National Park Service Civil War Cemeteries. National Preservation Institute. The National Gravesite Locator. I'll have to check that out. Saving Graves. Southern Graves blog. The Cemetery Club, which is thecemeteryclub.com. Tombstone Transcription Project. I've actually been there. They're pretty good. And there's World War I and World War II cemeteries. OneCemeteries.com and TwoCemeteries.com. Oh no, www.1cemeteries.com and www.2cemeteries.com. And there are several books. Some of them are photography books of old stones, because there are some pretty unique stones out there. Another thing that they didn't mention here that I will mention is there are several YouTubers that specialize in going to cemeteries. We've talked about them over on the other channel, actually. Whether it's for an unsolved case, or whether it's some interesting historical story, or whatever it is, they go to cemeteries and tell these stories. And there are several of them. They even will go to cemeteries where, like, famous people are buried and stuff. So, and tell those stories as well. So it's another potential resource is YouTube. There are people on YouTube that just do cemetery walks where you can literally, like I did on this channel, you can find those. I'm not the only one that's done them. So definitely look. Interestingly, it says find your ancestors' hometown, 16 sources. And I have to tell you, didn't help me much. Page 4, because, well, specifically, because of the naturalization records and shift manifest, I don't have access. Well, I do, but I don't. My great-grandmother, being female, would have been naturalized with her husband during that time period, being that she married in 1895. And I know where from she came, or at least where she said she came from. Excuse me. One of the interesting things here, military pension records. Those are really fascinating records. You might not even realize it. And this says fraternal organization records. I've seen those records. They don't say much. At least the ones that I've seen. So, but I hope this has been informative, and I just think it's interesting that we've been working on decluttering and he gonna knock on my door? My landlord just walked by in a very bright orange sweater. Anyway, when we've been talking about decluttering and organizing genealogy, that happened to be the cover article. So, but I am going to make a folder just for these little guides and stuff that you get inside these magazines. Oh, hold on. No, let's go away. So you just want to tell me that. Okay. Again, I will make a file folder. I have extra hanging files down here for all of the family tree maker things, because I'm not going to keep, family tree magazine things, because I'm not going to keep every magazine, but anything like that. Or if one of my states comes up that I want to use, let me show you what they do. I mentioned this briefly yesterday, and I'm running low on battery, so I've got to be careful. They do this. Every month they do a different state, or two. This month it's Alaska again. Look at that picture. Holy crikey. And Indiana. So depending on the state, I'll pull the research guide and keep it. There's Indiana in the fall. Am I showing it to you? Yep. Because it's important. And this shows you where the states have been. They've done all the states, but they're going back through and doing them again. Like Alaska and Alabama. Well, Alabama they did in 2018, but Alabama and Oregon are coming up in the January-February issue. The November-December issue will be Nevada and Virginia again. And if you look, they've done those already. But you have to, that was back in 2018, and you have to do them again because the sites change and, you know, access to certain records changes. So it's important to update those guides. That's why they do it all the time. This is the Punky's World book, by the way. This notebook, that's why I put it all in there. So I am going to go through, and tomorrow I will do another genealogy video and update you on which of those sites I really liked, which of those sites were not useful, you know, just sort of my review of the sites that I found in this issue. You're always going to find interesting ones and some that aren't useful to you. The New York site, I cannot wait to look at. I'm so excited. It says that New York records were notoriously hard to get. They were hard to, evidently they were restricted. Can't be any more restricted in Connecticut, I assure you. But anyway, and they just digitized them, and I'm so stinking excited. Okay, today's Kid Missing video just went up. I'm gonna pop it live. Whoops! You know what, guys? There we go. I'm gonna just pop it live while we speak. Next. I just do best for viewer, which puts up the last video in the card. Then I do the actual card here, and I'm gonna do which one do I want? That one. Save. Next. Publish. Okay, it's live. Now I'm just sharing it. And I will edit this video. One line on the battery, I'm so worried about it. Looks like things are moving a little faster today online. I don't know what was going on yesterday with the internet, but even my TV wasn't moving all night. Literally had my TV freeze. I was like, really? And out here, the TV was acting weird. So, yeah, I had some issues yesterday, but, and we will be doing the pumpkin pie video today, with a new battery. So, yeah, that's done. Okay. I'm up to 30,000 views on Kid Missing. That is amazing. Yeah. Ooh. Okay, switch account, go back to Pumpkin's World. And then we'll edit this video for y'all. Thank you for joining me. I hope that you learned something. It's safe to say I did last night and researching this video. So I will be back to make that pie. Gonna change the battery, put a different card in, let this edit while we're making that pie. And I will see you then. Please hit the subscribe button for more videos like this, and the bell to be notified when I upload these videos. You can even customize that bell so you only get notified at certain times or for certain things. I haven't played with the customization much, so I really don't know a lot about it. That being said, oh, never mind. That ripped. I am so grateful that you guys watch, and I pray more of you will subscribe. Thank you so much. And please give me feedback. Let me know what sites you found helpful, because that helps me and it helps the other viewers. And if you comment, YouTube will recommend the video, and maybe other people will be helped by these genealogy videos and laugh at some of my other silly videos. Thank you so much. God bless you. Have a wonderful rest of your day. Bye-bye.